The room fell silent, a suffocating hush that pressed against my eardrums, as if the air itself had been sucked out by her words. "Get intimate with your hand tonight," Sarah spat, her voice slicing through the chatter of our friends gathered around the dining table. Her lips curled into a sneer, eyes glinting with something sharper than anger, something cruel, deliberate. She grabbed her purse and stormed out, the front door slamming like a gunshot. The wine glasses trembled on the table, and I sat there, frozen, my face burning under the weight of 6 pairs of eyes. They didn't know where to look, anywhere but at me. I forced a laugh, brittle and unconvincing, and muttered something about her having a rough day. My hands shook as I poured more wine, the crimson liquid sloshing over the rim of my glass. The room resumed its hum, but the air had changed, thick with pity and unspoken questions. I wanted to scream after her, to demand why she'd chosen now, in front of everyone, to humiliate me. But I didn't. I sat there, swallowing the acid rising in my throat, replaying her words in my mind like a stuck record. They weren't just cruel, they felt like a confession. The evening dragged on, each forced smile and polite nod carving deeper into my chest. I kept seeing her eyes, the way they'd locked onto mine with that strange, defiant spark. It wasn't the first time she'd been sharp with me, but this was different. This was public, calculated, like she wanted to wound me in a way that couldn't be undone. As our friends left, offering awkward goodbyes, I felt the weight of the house settle around me. Its creaking floors, the faint hum of the refrigerator, the oppressive quiet of her absence. I poured another glass of wine and sank into the couch, staring at the wedding photo on the mantel. Her smile in the frame looked like a stranger's. I tried to rationalize it. Sarah had been distant for weeks, her laughter rarer, her touch fleeting. Work stress, I told myself. Long hours at the law firm, late nights with clients. But now, her words echoed, and the excuses I'd built crumbled like sand. I grabbed my phone, scrolling through our texts. The last message from her was from this morning. "Running late, don't wait up. No love you, no warmth. Just cold efficiency." My thumb hovered over her number, but I didn't call. Instead, I opened her social media, something I hadn't done in months. Her posts were sparse, professional, photos of her at conferences, smiling with colleagues. But one image stopped me cold. A candid shot of her laughing with a man I didn't recognize, their shoulders brushing, his hand resting on her arm. The caption read, "Teamwork makes the dream work." My stomach twisted. I told myself it was nothing. A coworker. A friend. But the way her body leaned into his, the ease in her smile. It was a version of her I hadn't seen in months. I clicked on his profile. Daniel Harper, senior partner at her firm. His feed was a mix of legal jargon and polished headshots, but one post caught my eye. A photo of a dimly lit bar, 2 glasses of whiskey, and a caption. "Late nights, good fights." The date was 2 weeks ago, the same night Sarah told me she was stuck at the office. My heart thudded in my chest, a dull, insistent drumbeat. I stood, pacing the living room, the hardwood cold against my bare feet. The walls seemed to close in, the air thick with the scent of her lavender perfume lingering from earlier. I wanted to believe I was wrong, that I was reading too much into a photo, a caption, a moment. But her words at dinner kept clawing at me. "Get intimate with your hand." Why say that? Why humiliate me unless she was trying to push me away, to justify something she'd already done? I sank back onto the couch, my mind spiraling. I thought of the late nights, the unanswered calls, the way she'd started locking her phone. Small things I'd dismissed as paranoia now glowed like warning signs in the dark. I needed answers. I grabbed her laptop from the coffee table. She'd left it behind in her rush to leave. My fingers hesitated over the keyboard, guilt prickling at my skin. This wasn't me. I didn't snoop. But the ache in my chest overpowered the shame, and I typed her password. It was still our anniversary date. The screen unlocked, revealing a cluttered desktop. I opened her email, my pulse racing. Most were work-related, dry exchanges about cases and deadlines. But one email, buried in a folder labeled personal, stopped my breath. It was from Daniel, sent 3 days ago. "Meet me at the usual spot. Can't stop thinking about you." My vision blurred, the words searing into my brain. I clicked through more emails, each one a dagger. "You make this worth it." Need you tonight. She doesn't suspect anything. The room spun. I gripped the edge of the couch, my knuckles white, nausea churning in my gut. Sarah, my Sarah, the woman I'd built a life with, wasn't mine anymore. The betrayal wasn't just a possibility. It was a fact, written in black and white. I wanted to scream, to smash the laptop, to burn the house down and erase every trace of her. But I didn't. I just sat there, drowning in the weight of it, my love for her tangling with the rage, the heartbreak, the disbelief. How could she? How could I not have seen it? The front door clicked open, and my heart lurched. Sarah's silhouette appeared in the doorway, her coat slung over her arm. She froze when she saw me, her eyes flicking to the open laptop. For a moment, neither of us spoke. The air crackled with tension, like the moment before a storm breaks. "What are you doing?" she asked, her voice low-guarded. I stood, my hands trembling. "Who's Daniel?" The question came out sharper than I intended, laced with all the hurt I couldn't hide. Her face paled, but she didn't flinch. "A colleague," she said too quickly. "You know that. Don't lie to me." My voice broke, and I hated how weak it sounded. "I saw the emails, Sarah. I saw everything." She set her purse down slowly, her movements deliberate, like someone defusing a bomb. "You went through my emails?" Her tone was accusatory, but there was no real surprise in it. She knew. She'd always known this moment would come. "Tell me the truth," I said, stepping closer. "Are you sleeping with him?" Her silence was louder than any confession. She looked away, her jaw tight, and in that moment, I saw her guilt, her shame, her defiance. "It's not what you think," she whispered finally, but the words were hollow. "Then what is it?" I shouted, my voice echoing off the walls. "Because it looks like you've been lying to me, sneaking around, making a fool of me in front of everyone." Her eyes flashed with anger now, the same fire I'd seen at dinner. "You think you're so perfect, don't you? Always playing the good husband, never asking what I need." I was suffocating, Mark. "Daniel, he sees me. He listens." Her words hit like a punch, stealing my breath. I wanted to argue, to tell her she was wrong, but part of me wondered if she was right. Had I missed something? Had I failed her? The doubt gnawed at me, even as the betrayal burned. "So you humiliate me? You throw it in my face in front of our friends." "I didn't mean to," she said, her voice cracking. "I was angry. I'm tired of pretending everything's fine." I laughed, a bitter, broken sound. "Pretending? You've been pretending with me for months. Maybe years." She didn't respond. She just stood there, tears welling in her eyes, but I couldn't feel sorry for her. Not now. The room felt too small, the air too thick. I grabbed my keys and headed for the door, my heart pounding in my ears. "Where are you going?" she called after me, her voice small. I didn't answer. I couldn't. I stepped into the night, the cold air biting at my skin, and kept walking, unsure if I was running from her or from the truth. Behind me, the house stood silent, a tomb for the life we'd built. And in that moment, I realized the worst part wasn't her betrayal. It was the part of me that still loved her, even now.